Welcome to Growing Chatham, North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center's February 2023 podcast. I'm Tiffany Hancock, Marketing and Media Support Specialist. To access the links that are mentioned in today's podcast, just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Save the date, mark your calendars for the Chatham County Spring Ag Fest coming up March 25th, 2023 from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center in Pittsburgh. This is a free, family fun event. Shop with local vendors. There's fun and games for the kids, pony rides, 4-H activities, animals, Smokey Bear, and more. Don't miss the demonstrations that can be found throughout the festival. Come hungry for a variety of foods. We'll have several food vendors available and ready to serve you. So we hope to see you at the Chatham County Spring Ag Fest on March 25th, 2023. Here are some updates from our 4-H team. Do you like to craft? Check out these Valentine's Day crafts and perhaps share some of your handiwork with neighbors, friends, family, and community members who could use some love and kindness this season. You can access the link to these Valentine's Day crafts in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Many extension agents were former 4-Hers during their youth, which is why we are announcing our 2023 summer internship opportunity with the Chatham County Center here in our 4-H section. Come join the Chatham County Center team this summer for a 10-week paid internship through North Carolina State. Are you interested in an extension career? Do you have an interest in serving your community? Do you have a desire to continue to learn and grow professionally? Considering interning this summer with the Chatham County Center team, imagine a career in which you can make a positive difference in the community every day. Imagine a career where you teach people and your classroom is a farm, field, factory, forest, home, or community. We invite you to North Carolina State Extension's Summer Internship Program, an experience that will prepare you for such a rewarding and challenging career. This is a 10-week-long paid internship through North Carolina State University. You can find more information regarding the Chatham-specific internship by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. If you are interested, don't delay. Apply today. Application materials are due by 11:59 p.m. on February 17th, 2023. Just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to access the application information. And you can check out the internship main page from North Carolina State University. We'd like to share with you information about the 2023 Herter O'Neill Scholarship. Are you pursuing an associate or bachelor's degree in business or business-related field of study? Apply today for the 2023 Herter O'Neill Scholarship. This scholarship is provided by the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Administrative Professionals Association. You can find more details in the Growing Chatham newsletter. North Carolina 4-H camps selected to participate in North Carolina State crowdfunding campaign. Terrific news! The North Carolina 4-H Camps program has been selected to participate in North Carolina State's crowdfunding campaign that runs through February 17th, 2023. During this time, campus will be raising funds to provide full scholarships to send youth in need to 4-H Summer Camp in 2023. You can find out more in the Growing Chatham newsletter by clicking on the link. 4-H Online is now open to re-enroll for the 2023 program year. Please take a few moments to re-enroll as 4-H members so you don't miss out on existing club, camp, and special event opportunities throughout the year. You can access the 4-H Online re-enrollment form by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. To access the Growing Chatham newsletter, just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Here are some updates from Matt Jones, Extension Agent in Agriculture, Commercial, Ornamental, and Consumer Horticulture. The 2023 Chatham Landscape and Green Industry Conference is coming up on Tuesday, February 21st at the Chatham County Agriculture and Conference Center at 1192 US 64 West Business in Pittsburgh. The Chatham County Green Industry and Landscape Conference provides continuing education and recertification credits for green industry professionals, including landscapers, grounds and turf managers, and greenhouse and nursery producers, home gardeners, HOA grounds managers, and anyone interested in these topics are also welcome to attend. The continuing education units from the North Carolina Landscape Contractors Licensing Board. Landscape contractor, 4 landscape, technical, 1 business. 3 North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services pesticide continuing education credits are 3D, L, N, and X. 2 ISA Arborist continuing education units have been applied for. Final confirmation is pending. Register online by February 16, 2023. The registration fee is $20, which includes lunch catered by Angelina's Kitchen. You can access this registration by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. Are you interested in vegetable seed starting? Growing your own vegetable transplants from seed can give you a head start on the growing season and access to varieties not commonly found as transplants at garden centers. Join Matt Jones, Extension Horticulture Agent, for a hands-on workshop on planting and establishing vegetables from seed. Participants will learn about seed biology, vegetable variety selection, growing media, containers, growing conditions, and diagnosing common problems. Following the lecture, participants get to practice planting seeds and transplants to take home. The cost of the workshop is $10 to cover materials expenses and refreshments. 2 identical sessions of this workshop are available to accommodate your schedule. Tuesday, February 14th, 2023 from 9:30 a.m. until 12 p.m. The workshop will also be available on Wednesday, February 15th, 2023 from 5:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. Again, these workshops are identical, so please register for just one. You can access the registration links by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter and clicking on which date you'd like to attend. Check out the North Carolina State publication, Identification of Common Trees of North Carolina. As you explore the trees around you, have you ever wondered what type of trees they are? It may be easier to answer that question than you think. Identifying trees requires some careful detective work on your part, but it can be fun and easy by examining different tree parts and using a simple process of elimination. You will be able to identify trees with confidence. This publication is designed to teach the basics of tree identification by using your observation skills and a dichotomous key based on leaf characteristics. This publication will help you identify 21 common tree species of the hundreds of tree species found throughout North Carolina. To access this link, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Another North Carolina State publication can be found in the Growing Chatham newsletter, Construction and Tree Protection. Protecting trees during construction can yield big rewards. Planning and prevention are the keys to success. Achieve the best results by taking action to prevent tree damage during site development and construction. This publication describes some tree protection strategies that builders and developers can use before, during, and after construction to conserve healthy trees. Community actions to encourage tree protection and reduce the risk of injuring or losing valuable trees are highlighted. Conserving the right trees can reap rewards for developers, homeowners, and communities. Healthy trees enhance property values and community development by providing shade, wildlife, habitat, and beauty. Sickly, stressed trees reduce property values, discourage potential buyers, and detract from a community. Post-construction maintenance and removal of trees is difficult and expensive. Replacing trees after construction can also be costly and time-consuming. You can access this publication by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. Just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Now here's some news from Extension Agent Debbie Roos. February is a great time to prune blueberries. Blueberries are a popular crop for commercial farmers as well as home gardeners in North Carolina. They are fairly easy to grow if provided the right conditions and don't require pesticides to produce a good crop. This makes them a popular choice among organic growers. Blueberries require annual pruning to reliably produce a high-quality crop and maintain bush height to facilitate harvest. Pruning is done during the dormant season, usually between December and early March in the Piedmont. Many people are reluctant to prune because it removes some of the flower buds and reduces berry production for the year. But if pruning is neglected, berries get increasingly smaller and bush health declines. Consider pruning an investment in the long-term success of your plants. Cooperative Extension offers some excellent resources on pruning and blueberry production in general. Once you understand the why and the how of pruning, it all makes sense, and you will be ready to prune your own bushes. You can visit the Growing Small Farms website by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for how-to videos and fact sheets. The 2023 Southeastern U.S. Vegetable Crop Handbook is now online. The Southeastern Vegetable Extension Workers Group has just released the 24th edition of the Southeastern U.S. Vegetable Crop Handbook. This handbook represents a joint effort among extension specialists and researchers from 14 land-grant universities in the United States who work in the area of vegetable production. These specialists and researchers represent a wide array of disciplines: agricultural, engineering, entomology, vegetable production, plant pathology, post-harvest physiology, soil science, and weed science. This handbook comprises up-to-the-minute information developed from research and extension projects conducted throughout the southeastern United States. To download the 2023 Southeastern U.S. Vegetable Crop Handbook, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to access the link. Watch Forest Her webinar on taking action for conservation, where to start. In the latest webinar in the 4-part Forest Her Conservation Series, participants explored the process of going from "I have land" to actively practicing conservation on their property. It can be tough to know where to start, so the speakers broke things down into a clear step-by-step guide. Landowners will find out where they are in the process and practice honing their goals to provide the best chance of success. You can view this webinar and all past webinars on the Forest Her YouTube channel. The video is also available in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Here's some information about loans for targeted underserved agricultural producers. The Farm Service Agency has several loan programs to help farmers start or continue in agriculture production. Farm ownership and operating loans are available. While all qualified producers are eligible to apply for these loan programs, FSA has provided priority funding for members of targeted underserved applicants. A targeted underserved applicant is one of a group whose members have been subjected to racial, ethnic, or gender prejudice because of his or her identity as members of the group without regard to his or her individual qualities. For purposes of this program, targeted underserved groups are women, African Americans, American Indians, Alaskan Natives, Hispanics, Asian Americans, and Pacific Islanders. FSA loans are only available to applicants who meet all the eligibility requirements and are unable to obtain the needed credit elsewhere. If you have questions, contact the district office and ask to talk with Farm Loan Manager Amber Brown. Her email is amber.brown@usda.gov, or you could call Amber at 704-788-2107 extension 2. For more information on FSA farm loans, you can access the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter, which will redirect you to the USDA website. Visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Christina Britt, Livestock Equine, Field Crops, and Forages Agent, has some exciting and important events coming up. The Chatham County Horse Health Clinic is returning Saturday, March 4th, 2023 from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. at the Chatham County Ag Center, 1192 US 64 Business West, Pittsburgh. Payment is required on site, cash or check, to Chatham County Mobile Vet Services. Appointments are required. You'll need to contact Christina Britt. Christina's contact information can be found in the Growing Chatham newsletter, or you can simply call her at 919-542-8242. Services offered are rabies for $11, 5-way is $37, West Nile is $22, and the Coggins test in paper form is $29. So don't forget, make your appointment by contacting Christina. Register for the Piedmont Regional Beef Tour coming up March 24th at 8 a.m. The Piedmont Beef Tour will begin at 430 State Highway 49 in Asheboro. Learn more about forages, quality grades, evaluating finish, beef processing, pricing beef, and more. Transportation to farms will be provided. There will also be a tour of the Piedmont Custom Meats Processing Facility. You must register by March 13th to join the tour. You can access the registration tour by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up is Shepherd Boot Camp. New and beginning sheep and goat farmers learn about the basics of small ruminant care and learn about hoof trimming, restraint, vaccinating, ear tagging, record keeping, parasite control methods, and more. The orientation session is scheduled for February 22nd from 6 until 7 p.m. via Zoom. The online training begins on February 22nd through March 8th. This is a self-paced training. Demo day will be held on March 10th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. The Shepherd Boot Camp is limited to 25 participants. The cost for the Shepherd Boot Camp is $25. To register and to pay for this event, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to access the link. Planting a new tall fescue stand? Check out the guide to commercially available tall fescue varieties. Fall is the time for new plantings of tall fescue. Hopefully you have been thinking about renovation of your pasture or hayfield for months now and have gone through the appropriate steps to ensure a successful new planting of tall fescue. If you're trying to decide what variety of novel endophyte tall fescue is right for you, check out this new publication on the comparison of commercially available novel endophyte tall fescue forage varieties. You can find the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Here are some forestry updates from Dr. Ginger Cunningham, County Extension Director and Extension Agent, 4-H Youth Development and Forestry. 2022 tax tips and news for forest landowners. For many of us, we may only start to think about timber taxes after executing a timber sale. However, each forest management activity we conduct as private forest landowners can have tax implications. Generally, all income received is taxable, unless excluded by tax law, and nothing is deductible unless a provision allows it. Understanding the forest-related provisions and integrating tax planning into your forest management can help you lower your overall taxes and increase disposable income. This publication, provided by National Woodlands, is intended to be an informational and educational resource for you and your tax advisor, but it is not intended as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult with your own tax advisor concerning your particular tax situation. To access the link to this publication, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Project Learning Tree North Carolina presents Youth Educator Training, The Nature of Fire. This training will be held on Friday, February 10th, 2023 from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. at Turnbull Creek Educational State Forest in Elizabethtown, North Carolina. The workshop fee is $10. The registration deadline is Friday, February 3rd, 2023. If you should have any questions, you can contact Monique McCoy at moniquemckoy@ncagr.gov. The registration fee for this workshop has been reduced with support from the North Carolina Forestry Service. The registration link is available in the Growing Chatham newsletter. North Carolina Forest Service hosts Flame Week with Turnbull Creek Educational Forest staff from February 6th through the 10th, 2023. Join the North Carolina Forest Service staff and partners for FLAME, which stands for Fire, Learning, and Mitigation Education, a week series of online webinars to explore and learn about wildfire and prescribed fire. Over a period of 4 days, staff and participants will discuss prescribed burning using weather forecast and modeling to anticipate wildfire activity, forest protection burning laws, and wildfire risk in North Carolina. To attend any portion of the Flame Week event scheduled, registration is required. Spots are limited, so register early. You can find the registration link in the Growing Chatham newsletter, as well as the daily schedule of events. Just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Liz Money, Program Assistant, 4-H and Community and Rural Development, wants you to be aware that you can take advantage of the Chatham County Libraries. Did you know that Chatham County has 3 wonderful libraries that provide more than just books to read? Those libraries are the Chatham Community Library in Pittsboro, Golston Public Library, and Wren Memorial Library in Siler City. Did you know that they offer a variety of classes, various programs for all ages, computers and internets for citizens to use, and more? Take advantage of the Chatham County Library's resources. Check out the Chatham County Library's February calendar of events. You can access that link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Currently, they're offering Internet Basic Class Part 1 and Part 2. If you're not comfortable navigating the Internet, this class is designed for you, the beginner. To find out more, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter, where you can access links to register for Parts 1 and 2 for the Internet Basics class. Also, check out the self-paced online tutorials and tools to help you tackle technology. All of these links are available in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Family and Consumer Sciences Extension Agent Tara Gregory wants to remind you, let February be a reminder of love. Let February be a reminder of love, not only for others, but for yourself. Taking care of your heart health is a great way to show love for yourself. There's no need for a total overhaul of your lifestyle in one swoop either. Any small change you start today makes a difference. Consider one of these options as a place to start or add on to a heart-healthy plan. Add a vegetable or fruit to a meal or snack. Take 10 minutes to walk or move your body. Choose a lean protein source for at least one of your meals. Think beans, chicken, fish, or nuts. Plan an activity with a friend or family member that involves being active, like hiking, biking, dancing, and sports for fun. Practice deep breathing when feeling stressed or having trouble falling asleep. There are many other ways to love on your heart, but these can help you get started. Check out the recipes for heart-healthy food inspiration by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. Mark your calendar for this upcoming 5-week series, Managing Your Blood Pressure. Is managing your blood pressure one of your goals for this year? Or maybe you're thinking, now is the time. Join a 5-week series designed by registered dietitian, Family Consumer Sciences agent Tara Gregory using American Heart Association and National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute recommendations. These classes will give you tools to better care for yourself and your blood pressure. Classes will begin on March 30th and will be held on each Thursday through April 27th from 1 until 2:15 p.m. Each week, participants will receive a $20 voucher to spend at the Pittsboro Farmers Market to support and encourage more vegetables and to connect to our local foods. So don't forget to mark your calendars for this class that begins on March 30th. Registration information will be posted in the March edition of Growing Chatham. Extension at Home, helping you improve your life. brought to you by the North Central District Extension Family and Consumer Sciences Agents, North Carolina Cooperative Extension. The 2023 Extension at Home series brought to you by a collaboration of North Carolina Cooperative Extension Agents. This series will feature a new topic each month related to family and consumer sciences. These courses are offered at no cost to participants. If you're unable to join the live online class, please register anyway. Each month, a recording of the session and materials will be sent out for participants who were unable to join. The registration links are available in the Growing Chatham newsletter. The February class will be held February 2nd, Controlling Pesky Pantry Pest. So sign up today. Chatham County Libraries is excited to announce the award of a $17,000 Food Literacy Center grant from the State Library of North Carolina. In partnership with Chatham County Public Health Department and the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center, Chatham County Public Libraries has received a grant to purchase a mobile teaching kitchen and curriculum to advance food literacy programming at all library branches. Instruction will be held monthly and will be conducted by staff from North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center and the Chatham County Public Health Department. Join Family and Consumer Sciences Extension Agent Tara Gregory on Friday, February 24th at 10:30 a.m. at Wren Memorial Library in Siler City. Food safety in your kitchen. You can read more about the mobile kitchen and access the links that Tara shared with us by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. County Extension Administrative Assistant Brandy King shares making a to-do list for your finances in February, a way to save money. In January, we all seem to look at financial resolutions or ways to set ourselves up for success in the new year. We might have planned to pay off debt this year or set other financial goals. So for February, let's make a to-do list, a list of items that might help us be more successful at reaching those financial goals that we made last month. Look at your calendar and schedule times to really work on some actionable items to make your financial goals a reality in 2023. Make a list of all your current debts. This is a great way to take an inventory on all your debt accounts to calculate how much you owe in total, making a list for each account, including total owed and interest rate. This will also help you see which accounts might be easier to pay off first. Now choose the best method to pay down the debt. There's a snowball method, and this is paying your debt in order of balance amounts starting at the lowest. This can give you a more psychological satisfaction because you will pay off accounts and have fewer monthly bills. But depending on your situation, you might still pay more interest on other accounts and end up paying more money in the long run. Then there's the avalanche method. This has you paying debts in order of interest rate, starting with the highest. Paying down the account that has the highest interest rate first, you will pay less interest rate in the long run, but this method will take longer to see that you are chipping away at your debt. Now, once you have looked at all your debt, you can try to figure out what method will work for your situation. And knowing both methods can help determine what will work better. And remember to always make the minimum payments on all the remaining debt accounts each month so you don't get late payments added to those accounts. Find a few ways to reduce your spending. Now that you have picked a method to start paying down the debt, try to find ways to reduce your spending by cutting some non-essential expenditures. The best way to reach your goals is to make sure you track your progress and make sure to give yourself grace through the progress. If you keep track of your spending, you will be able to see what is working and what you need to work on to make sure you reach your 2023 financial goals. It's time for another Growing Chatham history lesson. This month we are highlighting barns. Barns are built and barns are torn down. What's the most popular color to paint a barn? Many folks would say red because traditionally barns are red. But why? We'll find out in just a minute. Like people, wooden barns age over the years. Some barns look youthful at 100 years old, while others look weak and run down at 100 years old. Just like people, it's all about upkeep and staying healthy. Unfortunately, when barns become weak and tired, they either collapse or are torn down. Our State magazine and Our State UNC TV show met a Siler City resident who did his part preserving the history of old barns while giving them a new purpose in life. We'll find out more about that in just a minute. But let's go back. So why are barns painted red? This story was published in the Morning Ag Clips, America's #1 daily ag news source. So why are barns painted red? Asked Elijah B., age 13, from Waverly, Tennessee. There are 3 good reasons we see so many red American barns. It's traditional, it's practical, and the color looks good. Although a main reason to paint wooden buildings is for appearances, paint also protects the wood so it lasts longer. During the 17 and 1800s, barns on family farms in the Northeast were typically covered with thick vertical boards. When they were left unpainted, the boards would slowly weather to a brownish gray. But after the mid-1800s, to improve the efficiency of their barns by reducing drafts to help keep animals more comfortable in the winter, many farmers tightened up their barns by having wooden clapboards horizontally nailed on the outside barn walls. These clapboards were sawed quite thin, so painting them provided needed protection and dressed up the appearance of the barns. In the 1800s, it was common for people to make their own paints by mixing pigments with linseed oil made from flax seeds and other ingredients. Pigments are dry materials that add color. They were available in various hues, but the tint we see so often on older American barns was called Venetian red. According to the 1884 edition of Everybody's Paint Book by F.B. Garner, Venetian red was suitable for any common work or for brickwork and outbuildings. This red pigment penetrated well into the wooden barn boards and resisted fading when exposed to sunlight, so it could age gracefully for generations. Venetian red got its name because historically this pigment was produced from natural clays found near Venice, Italy. The clays contained an iron oxide compound that produced this red color. But as people found similar iron oxide deposits in many other places, Venetia red became a generic term for light red pigments that did not have any purplish tinge. By the 1920s, such earth pigments used to make red paints were being dug in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Alabama, California, Iowa, and Vermont. By the late 1800s, in addition to red, it became fashionable to paint barns with other color schemes, especially those designed to complement the architectural style and finishes of the owners' houses. These included various hues of yellows, greens, and browns. Also, white paint commonly was applied to barns and houses, but red paint remained popular on many farms because it was the most affordable. In 1922, the Sears Roebuck catalog offered red barn paint for just $1.43 per gallon, while the other colors of the house paints sold for at least $2.25 per gallon, which was nearly twice as much. Today, many modern barns don't resemble classic versions. Very large barns that hold hundreds of cows or pigs look more like hangars or warehouses and may be built of metal. But the tradition of painting smaller barns red continues so strongly that the U.S. Postal Service now celebrates them on postage stamps. You can read this article and many more ag-related articles in the Morning Ag Clips. You can access that link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Check out the video, The Farmer's Almanacs, Why Are Barns Painted Red, in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Now here's a story about barns reborn. Throughout the years, barns become worn out, many fall to disarray and become dangerous due to the lack of upkeep. In 2012, UNC TV's Our State shared a story that featured Siler City resident Roger Dinger. Roger deconstructs old barns and transforms the weathered wood into fascinating works of art. Since this story has aired, Roger has retired from his rebarnation business. Roger's amazing work has inspired other wood crafters to follow his footsteps. You can see Roger's story in the Growing Chatham newsletter. You can also access the link to the Our State magazine that also featured Roger and his amazing work. So just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to learn more about the barns by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 0223. Here are some updates from our community partners. From Chatham County Public Health. Weekly cases of COVID-19 are trending up in Chatham County, with the county reaching the high level of community transmission as determined by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. As such, the Chatham County Public Health Department encourages all county residents to take the following precautions to protect themselves, their families, and other Chathamites. Stay up to date on your COVID-19 vaccines. Find out when you can get your booster if you haven't already. Find a COVID-19 vaccination location. You can access these links in the Growing Chatham newsletter. You should wear a high-quality mask or respirator in crowded indoor settings. As always, get tested for COVID-19 if you are experiencing symptoms or recently around someone who has tested positive for COVID-19. Keep a supply of at-home tests on hand if you have symptoms or come in close contact with someone with COVID-19. COVID-19 treatments are available and can greatly lower your risk of hospitalization or death. You can find out more about the COVID-19 treatments that are available by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. The Chatham County Center is looking to hire a community and rural development and 4-H youth development extension agent. This extension agent will serve as an employee of North Carolina A&T State University. Find out more about joining our county extension team by accessing the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Volunteer for the river cleanup. Come join us as we restore Loves Creek's beauty in Siler City. We'll walk the greenway along Loves Creek, picking up trash on Saturday, February 25th from 1 until 3 p.m. If it should rain, the rain date is set for Saturday, March 4th from 1 until 3 p.m. We'll gather at Bray Park in the parking lot at 700 Austin Bridge Road, Siler City. Adults and youth aged 12 and up are welcome to volunteer. Gloves and trash bags will be provided. Participants are encouraged to wear shoes and boots that are water safe. Liability waiver will be required for each participant. Available at the site, or you may download it to sign and bring with you. Youth ages 12 through 15 years old must be accompanied by a parent or guardian. To access the links from the Chatham County Public Health Department, or to find out more about the extension agent position that's opened at the Chatham County Center, or to download the liability waiver that's required for the Loves Creek Cleanup Day, just visit go.ncsu.edu/growingchatham0223. I'm Tiffany Hancock for North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center. I'll be back in March with more news and updates from our extension agents. Until then, have a great month. Bye.